Dubai's new spectacle? $100 billion mega projects set to change the world. Explosive start. Is Dubai truly ready to reach the skies? Dubai is back in the spotlight. This city has always been known for pushing boundaries, and now they are taking things to a whole new level with some absolutely stunning mega projects that will leave you speechless. I'm talking about a floating research hub. Several new, super tall skyscrapers. A 100-meter-high wellness resort with waterfalls cascading from its roofs. And towers actually designed to capture sandstorms. Some of these mega projects are still only concepts, but some are already under construction. Today, we look at the $100 billion mega projects that are reshaping Dubai's future. And we are starting with the Loop, the future of breezy cycling. Currently, everyone in Dubai travels by car. But that may soon change thanks to this climate-controlled cycling network, which will form a 93-kilometer loop around the entire city. Just take a look. The Loop will be a fully enclosed, air-conditioned highway connecting 3 million residents to services and destinations across the city. The idea is that you can cycle to work without breaking a sweat, even when it's 45 degrees Celsius outside. And word is that this cycling highway will run on renewable energy, generated by the motion of the cyclists, and will use 100% recycled water for its vertical farms and greenery along the pathways. However, there is a huge challenge here. Dubai's layout makes cars almost essential for daily life. Shifting to bikes would require a complete overhaul of how people commute in the city. That's why the Loop is only one part of a much larger vision. The Dubai Cycle City 2040 master plan aims to create over 1,000 kilometers of cycling infrastructure across the city. There will be cycling bridges, dedicated lanes, and supporting facilities, all designed so that by 2040, cycling becomes the primary mode of transport for 80% of residents. Yes, 80%. URB, the company behind this project, is essentially aiming to leave Amsterdam and Copenhagen behind in the race to be the world's most bike-friendly city. Construction dates haven't been announced yet, but if successful, this project would completely reverse Dubai's car-centric identity. Oasis in the sky. A floating paradise. And speaking of transformation, next up is Oasis in the Sky, or Therme Dubai, as it's officially called. This will be a vertical wellness resort offering you a chance to escape the heat by heading straight up 100 meters. Architecture firm Diller Scofidio plus Renfro has designed something that looks like a stack of floating botanical islands emerging from a lake in Zabil Park. Each circular platform flows from the one below, creating a tower of pools, greenery, and cascading waterfalls. Inside, you will find both indoor and outdoor thermal pools, along with saunas, steam rooms, and mineral baths. Developers are branding it a sustainable paradise, claiming that 90% of the water will be recycled. But in a city that already consumes a substantial amount of resources, it's fair to ask how green a giant artificial oasis in the desert can truly be. The timeline also seems quite optimistic. Construction is set to start in 2026 and finish by 2028. Ambitious for such a complex structure. Dubai's branded skyscrapers, luxury redefined. Now, the Oasis in the Sky isn't the only mega project adding to the city's skyline. Let's take a look at some of Dubai's branded skyscrapers. Because as we speak, developers are designing some truly crazy skyscrapers. From buildings connected by swimming pools to towers inspired by luxury watches and cars. Regent residences, swimming from tower to tower. First up is Regent Residences. Here, Foster Plus Partners has designed two 180-meter towers featuring a swimming pool at the penthouse level that connects both. Yes, you can literally swim from one tower to the other. These buildings will house 60 apartments, with every residence occupying an entire floor. Each unit will have its own private pool on an outdoor terrace designed to look as if the water is cascading down the side of the building. Construction is expected to start soon. Murabba Vale, one of the world's skinniest towers. Next is Murabba Vale, which is perhaps the most unique of these buildings. This 380-meter skyscraper is only 22.5 meters wide, unusually narrow for a building of this height. In fact, it will become one of the world's skinniest skyscrapers, based on its slenderness ratio. New York's Steinway Tower is the current record holder, at 18 meters wide. This tower will feature 131 apartments, all spanning the full width of the building, offering residents views in both directions. Frank Muller Eternitas Tower, challenging Big Ben. Then there is the Frank Muller Eternitas Tower. Big Ben, hold your heart, because the world's tallest residential clock tower is coming to Dubai Marina. And it will stand 450 meters tall, more than 4 times the height of London's iconic landmark. While details are still under wraps, this project is part of a growing trend of luxury brands jumping into Dubai real estate. Burj Binghati Jacob & Co. Residences. A new residential height record. Now for the Burj Binghati Jacob & Co. Residences. Construction is already underway, and it aims to become the world's tallest residential building, surpassing New York's Central Park Tower. With a planned height of 557 meters, the Burj Binghati Jacob & Co. Residences will soar 104 stories above Business Bay. The most impressive feature will be the crown of diamond-shaped spires. Mercedes-Benz Places. Cars become homes. But if you prefer cars, perhaps you'll like Mercedes-Benz Places more? The car manufacturer Mercedes-Benz has partnered with local developer Binghati to create a 341-meter residential tower in downtown Dubai. The building is to be designed using their sensual purity design philosophy. If you're wondering what that actually means, like us, according to their marketing materials, it's about timeless and beautiful spaces. Apparently, there's nothing more sensual purity than slapping a car logo on a luxury apartment building and charging a premium for it. Bugatti Residences. Your Bugatti in the living room. And not to be left behind, Bugatti is also working on its Bugatti Residences. This development draws inspiration from the luxury brand's hypercar design, featuring aerodynamic contours and sleek lines throughout the building. The project includes 171 Riviera mansions, named after iconic destinations like Cannes and Monaco, plus 11 limited edition Sky Mansion penthouses. But the craziest thing is the car elevator available in the garage, which provides direct access to the penthouse. Yes, you can literally drive your Bugatti right into your living room. Al Habtoor Tower, close to the Dubai Opera. But perhaps you prefer to live near the Dubai Opera? If so, you might like the Al Habtoor Tower. This residential skyscraper is located right next to Sheikh Zayed Road, in the heart of Al Habtoor city. Again, specific design details are limited, but the location will give you immediate access to the canal side promenade, known for its entertainment and dining venues. Safa Two, Ruby Heart and Edgewalk. So we've seen buildings inspired by watches and supercars. But what if that's not your thing? Then, Safa Two might be right for you. You'll notice that the Safa Towers, located on opposite sides of Sheikh Zayed Road, are inspired by emeralds, diamonds, and rubies. Safa One broke ground, first 2 towers of 62 and 44 stories next to Safa Park, developed in partnership with the Swiss jewelry house de Grisogono. Safa One was so successful that Safa Two is pushing the boundaries further. The most distinguishing feature of this tower is its ruby heart, a massive crimson structure suspended on the 60th floor containing an infinity pool. As you can imagine, this gives the building a very distinct silhouette visible from across the city. Above the ruby heart are super luxury floors, because simple luxury is no longer enough. Above these, on the 85th floor, is the Edgewalk. If you have the nerve, you can literally walk on the outer perimeter of the building and stand on transparent platforms, with only air beneath you, right at the very top of Safa. Two is Dubai's first fog forest, a rooftop garden constantly shrouded in mist, providing a cool haven from the desert heat, as well as another spot for views. Construction is underway, and it is expected to be completed in early 2026. Uptown Dubai, the second tallest tower? Now, let's move on to Uptown Dubai. This colossal project aims to create an entire urban ecosystem of nearly 1 million square meters in the heart of New Dubai. The master plan includes 7 mid-rise towers and 2 super-tall skyscrapers around a central plaza. The outdoor space will host everything from art installations to fashion shows and musical performances. But the real centerpiece should be Uptown Dubai Tower 1, also called Burj 2020. This is a proposed megatall skyscraper designed by Adrian Smith plus Gordon Gill Architecture. And at 711 meters tall, it would be the second tallest building in the world. The tower was named shortly after Dubai won the bid to host the 2020 Expo, a massive international exhibition, a bid won in 2013. But over a decade has passed, and construction has yet to begin. So, we'll have to see if this project ever becomes a reality. The Moon. The lunar experience on Earth. Next is the Moon. This is a 274-meter replica of the actual Moon, rising above the city, atop a 30-meter-high building. It's a $5 billion mega project, featuring a spherical resort with 4,000 hotel rooms and an arena for 10,000 people. The structure will glow at night, simulating the phases of the Moon with advanced LED technology. And inside, they are trying to recreate the experience of walking on the lunar surface. Honestly, this entire concept feels quite familiar, though Dubai's version is even bigger. The sphere has a diameter of 177 meters, while the Moon will have a diameter of 229 meters. Sandstorm towers, architecture that captures storms. And moving forward, we address one of the biggest challenges of living in Dubai: sandstorms. In Dubai, sandstorms can hit when you least expect them, and they seriously disrupt daily life, shutting down transport and creating serious health problems. One potential answer is Sandstorm towers. Calbo Design Studio has planned 25 buildings that would act as giant air purifiers, designed to capture sand particles and clean the air during dusty storms. These are only concepts right now, but they would line Dubai's main road, each featuring an unusual hourglass-shaped structure with 2 deep pits built into their frame. The science behind the concept is clever. Soil particles are naturally electrically charged, so the towers will use magnetism to attract these particles and neutralize them as they pass through the building. As you can see, sand-filled air enters through reactive shaders, which adjust their opening based on the intensity of the storm. The more sand in the air, the wider they open. The particles then pass through a series of carbon filters which gradually neutralize their electrical charge, and the cleanest air exits at the output. And this is quite brilliant. The designers plan to create sand batteries, which store thermal energy created by heating the sand to about 400 to 500 degrees Celsius. This stored heat can later be used to generate electricity or heat water across the city, with the capacity to store energy for months. Dubai mangroves, coastal regeneration. But while the sandstorm catching towers are currently theoretical, another ecological project is moving forward that could change Dubai's relationship with its coastline. It is the Dubai mangroves. And URB, the same company behind the Loop Cycling Network, has unveiled plans for the world's largest coastal regeneration project. They plan to plant 100 million mangrove trees across a 72-kilometer stretch of Dubai's coastline. Each tree can absorb about 12 kilograms of CO2 per year, meaning the entire forest could capture 1.2 million tons of carbon in the same time frame. That is equivalent to removing over 260,000 gas-powered vehicles from the road. Mangroves also act as natural barriers against coastal erosion, absorbing the energy of waves and storm surges. Their root system provides breeding grounds for marine life, supporting local fisheries, and essentially boosting biodiversity in a desert ecosystem. The plans also include a mangrove visitor hub for education, a botanical museum, and a nature reserve conservation center. These facilities will educate residents and tourists about the importance of the coastal ecosystem while generating nearly 10,000 new jobs in ecotourism. Currently, the project is in its early stages, with 6 pilot zones in the design and research phase. Developers plan to use cutting-edge technologies like drones and AI to monitor and optimize the restoration process. Dubai Reefs, a floating community for marine research. But some obstacles need to be overcome. Firstly, careful planning is needed to balance natural habitats with human-accessible spaces. That's why the design includes pocket beach parks, areas where people can interact with the restored environment without disturbing the natural habitats. The Dubai Mangroves project is part of the city's 2040 master plan. And as these trees take root along the coastline, another ambitious environmental project is taking shape in the ocean. It is the Dubai Reefs, a floating community dedicated to marine research and conservation. This concept, also developed by URB, envisions creating the world's largest artificial reef across 200 square kilometers of the seabed. The project aims to establish habitats for over 1 billion corals alongside the coastal mangrove forests. But instead of building on land, the main structures will float on the water, creating a self-sufficient community where scientists, tourists, and residents live together. One of the key elements will be a zero-carbon marine institute, providing facilities for biologists and oceanographers to study and restore the marine environment. Plans include floating residences for both tourists and researchers, renewable energy generation, and facilities for regenerative ocean farming. URB claims the project could generate over 30,000 jobs in marine science, conservation, tourism, and sustainable food production. But like many mega-projects we've covered, Dubai Reefs is still in the conceptual stage, and some very large engineering and funding challenges must be overcome before construction can begin. Dubai's path forward. So, what do you think about these crazy mega-projects in Dubai? Let us know in the comments below. Dubai is truly building incredible things. Whether it's a huge step towards sustainability like the Loop and the mangroves, or simply spectacular buildings designed to assert its luxury and height. This city never sleeps and always finds a new way to surprise us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.